Okay, hello guys and welcome to another video. And today what we're gonna be doing is building an app, not an app but the design of an app using HTML and CSS. As you can see on the screen, this is basically the final result that we're gonna be building. It is a music app, and I didn't build the design itself. This design is from a guy on Dribble. Okay, so this is basically the original design that I found on Dribble. The author name is Tamola. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly here, but anyways, I'm gonna be leaving the link of this design in the video description, so you guys can check it out. But yeah, all the credits for the design goes to this person. Anyways, with this in mind, we are gonna jump right into the code. Okay guys, as you can see here, we have a really basic HTML file, and the way that we're gonna be working, I'm gonna build first all the HTML structure, and from there, after we finish that, we're gonna start styling our different classes. So I decided to start with a wrapper for the whole web, for the whole structure. So I'm gonna create a new div called wrapper, main wrapper, and from here we're gonna start adding our different sections of the app. To start, the first thing that we are gonna build is going to be this top bar over here, and from there we're gonna pass to the hero section. Okay, so in the main wrapper, we're gonna create a new div to wrap our top bar. We're gonna be adding the classes during the process of creating this structure, so it's easier for us then to only style everything. So from here, we're gonna create our logo wrapper, and we are gonna add our image, in this case our logo. I'm gonna just name it logo, and our source file, I forgot to mention this, but because I don't have the images, I import the design on Photoshop, and I just got the images, and I got these images that we're gonna be needing to build the design. So in this case, this is going to be the logo. So yeah, I'm just gonna add it here. So it is inside assets, images, and logo. And we close it, we save it, and if we go to the app, here as you can see, we only have our logo. You guys cannot see it, I don't think so, but here we have our logo. Because we don't have any styles, it's gonna be looking weird, but we're gonna keep working on that. Okay, so now we have our top bar. We're gonna go to the next section, and we're gonna build our hero section. So I'm gonna name this hero container, and I'm gonna name the next div element hero content wrapper, and inside this we're gonna have our hero content. Basically, our hero content is gonna include all the text, and then we're gonna add a new div to our image. So inside this hero content, we're gonna add a h1 class or tag, and wanna name it hero title, and the text from the app, it says subscribe once. We are gonna add a span. Later I'm gonna explain this, but it's actually just to break the line for our hero text. And the next line, it will be for unlimited unlimited downloads. Okay, and then the button, we're gonna name it hero button, and the text says click here. Okay, perfect. Now our next element is our image, so I'm gonna call it hero image wrapper, and I'm gonna import the image here. I always like to use this path, assets, images, hero image. Okay, perfect. If we save this and we go to the website or the browser, and if we refresh, we can see that now we have our text here, and we have our button and our image. And if we take a look at the original design, here we have our top bar with our logo, we have the text, the button, and the image. Now the next thing will be to build this search section over here. So let's do that. Okay, perfect. So now we are going to build our search container. Okay, as you guessed it, we're gonna add a search content, and here I'm gonna add the icon for the search bar. So I'm just going to import a simple image that is going to be inside our images folder, and the name of the image is search icon. Okay, and we are gonna name the image to be our search icon. Very simple there. And for the input, we are gonna add a new form. So I'll create a form, and here we're gonna name this search input field of type text, and the placeholder for this, let me see, I don't remember, but the name says something like search for artist, album, or song. Yeah. Okay, perfect. We save it, and in our app, if we refresh, we get our input with our icon here. Okay, now if we take a look at the design, the next section will be to create our new songs section. So we're gonna build all of this, and then we're gonna move to the popular songs. Okay, perfect. So the way that we're gonna build these next sections is to wrap in everything inside a wrapper, if that makes sense at all. But we're gonna name these sections wrapper, and here we're gonna have a UL class, a UL tag with a class of sections, and here we are gonna just comment this to have a reference. This is going to be our new songs section, so li class with the class of section, and we are gonna add a new div with the class of section new songs. Okay, so everything related to the new song section is going to be inside this div. Perfect. Okay, so first we're gonna build the header site. So we're gonna add a new class with the new div with the class of section header. We're gonna be reusing this section for all of our sections in this section wrapper, if that makes sense. So here we have an h1, and we're gonna call this section title, and we're gonna name this new songs, and then we need to add our button to the view all part. Okay, so we are gonna name this section btn more, and the text is view all, and here we are gonna add an image that is going to represent our small icon. So assets, images, and I think it is called next. Okay, I'm gonna close it, and perfect. Okay, so this is our header section. Then we are gonna create our content, but first let me show you like these changes on the browser. So we save it, and here in our app, if we refresh, we get the header or the title of new songs, and we have this button with the icon over here. Okay, now back in our code, we are gonna continue with our content for this section. So basically it's creating all the albums and everything. So this one is going to be inside a section content, and here we're gonna have our new songs wrapper, and each element is going to be inside a new song item. And the first thing is to add the image. So I'm gonna call this new song item, new song image wrapper, and here we add a new image with the class of new song image, and the image is going to be inside our assets, images, and this is new song 1. We close it. Okay, so now we have the image there. Now we need to add the title of the actually the song, not the album. I don't know what I will send the album, but the song, and we say new song title, and the first song, it is called Wine M. Okay, and then we have the song artist. Okay, we add a span with the class of new song artist. Okay, and basically this, we are just going to copy and paste these 3 more times to add our next songs. So here we change it for 2 and 3 on the images. The titles change. This one is okay, we save it, and here in our code, if we refresh it, we see like all of the songs with the title and the artist name. Okay, perfect. Now we look again into the original design. We see now that we need to create our popular songs. Basically, we are going to reuse the title because they are basically the same for these sections over here, and we add these popular songs here. Okay, perfect. Okay, now back in our code. So okay, we have this section over here, it ends here, so we can have a reference where this actually ends. We're gonna name it and new songs. Okay, so here we're gonna create a new comment, and we're gonna name it popular songs. We are gonna create a new li class of the name of section, and we are gonna add a new div with the class of section popular songs. We close it. Okay, we add our section header, and we add, I'm just gonna copy and paste this part over here and only change the names. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, so now the section header, we have that, and we are gonna move to the next part. Okay, so I'm gonna name this class, I'm gonna name it section content, and we are gonna add our popular songs wrapper. Okay, here we're gonna have all of our popular songs. Same as we did with the new songs, we create a new div with the class of popular song item. And here we're gonna have something similar to these items that we have for our new songs inside the popular song item. We are just going to change some names. We're gonna change popular song item wrapper, popular song item. The image is going to be our popular song 1. Our title here is going to be popular song title, and popular song artist, and the name of the first artist, the first of the name of the first song, DJ copy ft. Okay, this is basically going to represent a new popular song. So let's do this one more time. Actually, the image is going to be the second one, and the next song is going to be name skater, I don't know how to say that, and the artist. Okay, we save it. I'm gonna see where this ends. Okay, I'm gonna add a new comment, and popular songs, we save it, and if we see our code, we refresh it, and we see the next section, popular songs, and we see the songs here. Okay, perfect. So now we have all of the structure, and with this we can jump right into the styles. Okay guys, so now that we have our structure, we're gonna start working with the styles here. Okay, so for this specific project, I decided to create two basic style files. One is going to be the one that is going to hold a couple of variables that we're going to reuse in our main implementation for the styles. Okay, so the first file that we're going to create is going to be inside our CSS, and this is the file that is going to hold our variables. So we're going to name this styles.css. Also, I'm gonna use a font. That's the first thing that I want to start with. It's a font. The name of the font, it is called Poppins. It is free on Google. You can find it, but anyways, I'm going to import that font in the styles here. And the way that we declare some variables to reuse in our CSS documents or files is with this root. Okay, so because I don't want to take too much time doing this, I already have some variables created. I'm just gonna copy and paste those here, and basically these are colors. We have a purple, a blue dark, the gray colors. We have our font family, our font weight, and our fonts, our font weights basically. And this is pretty basic. Okay, So one thing that I want to do before moving to the next file is to add a couple of things that I always do with all projects, and is removing all the padding and margin from our project, and I want to add a font family basically, and I'm gonna use this variable that we did here on top. Okay, now the next thing will be also for our inputs, because this one usually doesn't pick this font family here. We add it here, and we add the same for our buttons. We add the font family, and the cursor is always going to be a pointer, and this is basic almost for every CSS project. In IUL we remove the padding, and we remove also the margin, and we make the style, list style, to be none. So remove basically this list style, and for LI we remove also paddings and margins. I'm gonna just copy and paste this. Okay, we save it, and for our divs we are gonna make the box sizing to be border box, and we save it. Okay, cool. So now we have our basic style CSS. Here we can create a bunch of variables, but because this is a basic project, we don't I don't think we're gonna need more than this. Okay, so now we're gonna create our index CSS file. So we say index CSS, and this is the one that we're gonna import inside our index HTML. But first I need to import our styles that we just created. We're gonna save this, and inside our project here I'm gonna link real. This is a style sheet, href. We're gonna say assets CSS, and this is our index, and I think with this we can have our HTML, our CSS file included in the file, in the HTML code. Okay, now if we look at the website and we refresh, we can see that the font changed. It also removed the paddings and margins from our project. So okay, that's perfect. So if we see our original design, we are gonna build this top bar first, but because this is an app, I don't want to use the full width of the website. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reduce it to be to have like a limit on the width for the entire project. So okay, let's see how to do that. Okay, perfect. So the first element is our main wrapper. So we're gonna add this class here, and remember that I said that I'm gonna add the limit of the width, and we're gonna center this. Okay, now we're gonna move to the next one right away, and is our top bar. Okay, I'm gonna close these styles. Our top bar is going to be it is going to have a width of 100%, and the background color, I already have this information here to save time. So basically the background color for this is going to be our blue dark. So okay, save it. I added more than needed here. We save it. Okay, perfect. Now next we have our logo wrapper. Basically all the size modifications are going to be inside this logo wrapper. Okay, so we add our logo wrapper here, and we are gonna add a width of 104 pixels. I already have this information, so I don't have to guess during this video. Okay, add a margin to be center, and we add a padding on this element, and in our logo we just make the width to match the parent basically. Now if we look in our browser, we refresh, we can see our logo here with this background on the top bar and our width being limited to the size that we set. Okay, back in our code, we can move to the next part, that it is our hero container. So I'm just gonna grab the name of the class, and here I'm gonna add a background color. I already had this information, so I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it here. Basically that's all we need for the hero container. Then for our hero content wrapper, we have some properties to pass here. So the position is going to be relative. This is going to help us basically for our image, hero image. The display is going to be flex, and flex direction raw. This is going to make our text to fit, or so we can align our text easier using like the flex display here. And we are gonna add a padding for 24 pixels. And our hero content, is going to have a flex basis of 50%. So we make our text, in this case that it is the one that it is inside the hero content, to fit in a 50% of the screen. Okay, we save this. Now I'm gonna work on the hero title. Okay, our hero title. Okay, for the color of this, we're gonna use also a variable. In this case, it's going to be same as the top bar. So I'm gonna use this one. And also the font size for this is going to be 24 pixels, and our font weight, in this case it is font weight semi-bold in this case. And we have this variable here 600. It is the semi-bold for this font, for the Poppins font. Okay, perfect. And remember that we added a span here, so basically this span is going to break to the next line. So just make hero title span, and we display this inside a block, and we change the font weight of this to be font weight regular basically, and regular means 400. Okay, now here in the browser, if we refresh it, we can see we have our text over here, and we have also our background color, and yeah, basically pretty much. So next will be to work on the button and this image over here, so it gets positioned to the bottom here. Okay, so now we have here our hero button, and we're gonna start with a color. And the color for this button, in this case, is gonna be the text. It's going to be purple. Okay, so we paste that. The font weight is also going to be semi-bold, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Our background color is going to be it's going to be the gray 2. Okay. Gonna add padding. This is the button. Okay. And a border radius, and the border radius 12 pixels. We remove the border to 0, we can set none, and the outline just in case to none. Okay. One thing is to add also in the focus and hover to have an outline of none. Okay. Now let me see what we can work next. Okay, next we have our hero image wrapper. Same, we apply all the width and information here, and we adjust the image inside them. So remember that our hero container, let me see, hero wrapper has a position relative, so we're gonna make this position to be absolute, and we're gonna move it to the right and then to the bottom and then to margin right. We add 48 pixels. Okay, let's save it. Now if we take a look in our browser, we refresh, we can see that our image is not on the bottom, and basically this is because the image was cut from like the original design. So to fix this, what I'm gonna do is just to move the image more to the bottom. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, just gonna add 4 pixels a little bit to the bottom. Perfect. Okay, so next, I think that's pretty much it all with the hero container thing. The next will be the search container. Okay, let's take a look here. So basically it's very simple. We're just going to display this in the same line, the icon and the text. Basically the background is white and some color on the text. Nothing too complicated here. Okay, great. For the search container, because we don't need to add any color, I'm just going to ignore that. But for our search content, I'm gonna add flex on the display. I need this to be on the same line, so row, align items to the center with 100%, and I have this padding information over here, so I know the values, but you can experiment with this as much as you want, but these ones are the ones that I thought it looks more similar to the original design. This is for our search content. Now for our icon, I'm just going to let me see, for search icon, now I don't want to add up because we have the icon is small, so I'm just gonna make this margin right to have 12 pixels. Yep, let's save this and see how it looks. Okay, here let's refresh it. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the border of this input and make the form to be 100% width on this. Okay, so let's see how to do that. So for our search content in our form, I'm gonna make the width 100%. Okay, so for our input we need to remove a couple of things here. The color that we have for this, it is our gray 4. Okay, and then we have font size, okay, of 16 pixels with 100%. We remove the border and we got a font weight of medium in this case. Okay, perfect. Now I want to remove a couple of things when we are focused on the input, and we remove the outline to be none. Okay, we save this. Back into design, this looks okay. This looks something like this. That's perfect. I like it. Okay. Next thing will be to build our sections or new song sections and our popular songs. So we take a look at the design. Pretty much we're gonna start with the header, then just displaying this into flex, basically. Nothing too complicated here. Let's see how to make this happen. Okay, back in our code, we can start working with the section wrapper, and here is sections wrapper. So I'm gonna save this just in case I forget. Sections wrapper, and I'm gonna add a background color for the entire sections. This one's gonna be the gray 2. Okay. Next thing will be in our sections. Here we're gonna add a padding to match all the other patterns that we add for the hero section and also the search bar. So we add a padding of 24, and in our section I want to separate them with a margin button of 44 pixels. Here we can add something like not our last child, but in this case I want to have a margin for the button. You will see later why. But anyways, okay, our sections here, and then I want to start with we have our section new songs. We added the padding into our section, so we don't need to add that into our section new songs. So I'm gonna start with the header. Okay, in the header we display that into a flex duration of row, and the justified content space between, so it expands to the sides of the screen. And we add a margin button of 18 pixels. We save this. Basically this was this part. We make it to be a space between, so this one is going to be on the left side and this one on the right side. Okay, now we are gonna work in the section title. Okay, the section title, we remove the margins of that. We make the font size to be 28 pixels, and our color, this has the purple color, so we're gonna use that. here, and our font weight is going to be semi-bold. So okay, just copy this one over here and paste it here. Okay, perfect. And now move to the section button more. Okay, this one is pretty simple as well. Our color is going to be the color of grade 3. We remove the borders, the padding, and yeah, the font weight is gonna be this one, semi-bold. We save it, and same thing that we do with all buttons. I should have done this on the probably in the styles, but for now we'll just leave it like this. And because we have an image here, I wanna work with that. So okay, we access this here with, we add a 10 pixels. Okay, and we add a margin left of 5 pixels. Okay, let's save this. Back in the browser, we refresh this, we can see our header with our title here and our button. Okay, perfect. Now this one applies here as well because we're using basically the same classes, so that's perfect. Okay, now let's work with these sections over here. So I'm gonna work with the new songs wrapper. Okay, so here I'm gonna display this into a flex. Basically this wrapper is the one that contains all of the items or the songs, so we are gonna work on that. Flex, flex direction row, and flex wrap, no wrap. Okay, now we have our items, our new songs items. So we add a new item and we add the flex spaces to be so basically we're gonna fit 3 elements in a row, so we use 33%. This multiplied by 3 is 100. So yeah, and we are going to add a space between these elements. So we make new song item, we add, okay, so we ignore basically the last child, we add a margin right of 12 pixels. Save this. Okay, now for our image wrapper of the new song, copy this. Here we add a border radius of 7 pixels and a height of 120 pixels. And with the image we make the width and the height to be 100%. Okay, now if we look into the browser, when we refresh, we see that sometimes the images can get stretched if they are not like full square. So to fix that, we make our object to be a fit. So or actually fit, to make our object fit to be cover. Okay, so basically here we add object fit to be cover. Okay. Now let's move to the new song, to the title of the song. Okay, the title, we're going to use a font size of 16, a margin of 8 pixels, sorry, and the rest is going to be 0, and the font weight is equals to a font weight semi-bold. And for the artist, we make this to have a color of grade 3, and the font size is going to be 14 pixels. Okay, now I think this is pretty much for this section. So we refresh, we can see our albums getting displayed here, but one thing that I'm noticing is that I'm not sure if the border radius is getting applied here, so I'm gonna see that. Okay guys, so basically I found the issue here with the border radius not getting applied. Basically we just need to add this line overflow hiding, so basically the image respects the borders of the wrapper. Basically that's pretty much it. Okay, now we'll take a look at the design here. You have like the popular songs. These popular songs is actually similar to this one over here. Now we don't have to work on the header because we already have that information, but basically here we're just going to add a white background and display this into a flex, but in a column flex. Okay, here now we already built everything here with the new songs. We're gonna move to the popular songs. We already have the header, as I said before, and where I'm gonna work here is in our basically our popular songs, but I need to add a background to the content of this popular songs wrapper, and because I have this same section, I don't want to apply the white background into the new songs as well. So I'm gonna create a new class here called popular songs content. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna copy this, move it into the styles, and I'm gonna add a background color of white and a border radius of 24 pixels. Okay, cool. Now let's move to the wrapper side. Wrapper side contains all of the items. So here, oh my god, okay. Here I'm gonna display this into a flex. We're gonna justify the content to be not content, what am I doing is flex direction to be column, and we are gonna add also a padding of 24 pixels from this content, the white background. Okay, now we have a wrapper, and let's work on the popular song item. Okay, here I'm gonna display this into a flex as well. The flex direction is gonna be row, and we are going to align the items in the center, and we will save it. Okay, now we need to add some margin between these popular song items, so we're gonna be doing something similar from what we did with the new song. So let's say not the last child. Okay, and here we add a margin button of 18 pixels, and this is pretty much it for the items. Okay, now for the image I have okay for the image. Now I'm gonna set a border radius of 7 pixels, a width of 66 pixels, a height of 66 pixels, a margin right, so it creates a space between the image and the text, to 22, overflow hiding, so we get the border radius apply also to this popular song image. Okay, so we make the image to have a width of 100%. Okay, 100%, height of 100%, and we object fit cover. Great. Okay, perfect. Now we need to work on the title of the popular song. We copy this and paste it here. Font size is going to be 16 pixels for this section. Margin, we remove the margins, and we add a font weight of semi-bold, and then the artist name. In this case, this is really simple as well. We're going to make this to have a color. Let me see if I have it here. See, gray 3. Okay, and the font size is going to be 14 pixels. We save this. Now back in the browser, we refresh, and we get these popular songs. Okay, so now this is because this is a flex row, it is going to make this be in this position. So let's see how we can fix this. Okay, so this is happening because here in the popular song item we're making the flex duration to be row, and if we take a look at the popular song item, if we make everything row, it will be basically on the same line. So to fix that, let's drop all of this information into a popular song item details. And let's do the same for the next popular song here. And okay, let's see how it looks now. Okay, now so we can see that it is fixed. Okay, perfect. One thing that I noticed here is that this title is breaking this one line, so I'm just gonna change the font size of the hero title. Okay, now here in the code we can go to the hero title. It is I'm just gonna look hero title. Okay, and okay, so now I realize the font size, it is exactly the one that I want, but what we can do is increment the hero container size, and we can hero content, sorry, and maybe we can expand the hero title as well. So let's see. Okay, now let's refresh, and we have our subscription once on the same line. Okay, perfect. As you guys can see, this is pretty much all we need to do to make a design like this for mobile devices using only HTML and CSS. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna trying to be making more videos like this one, maybe web design or something like this. I don't know, you guys can let me know in the comments, but if you enjoyed, subscribe, like this video, and see you guys on the next one.